Good evening. It's 6:30, and we'll call to order this regular meeting of the Marion City Council. Clerk, you'll take the roll.
Mr. Barr. Present. Mr. Ratliff.
Present.
Mr. Schauber.
Here.
Ms. Lang.
Here.
Mr. T. Smith. Mr. Prater.
Here.
Mr. R. Smith.
Here.
Mr. Rollins.
Present.
Mr. Neff.
Here.
Mrs. Stoneburner.
Present, and I did hear from Mr. T. Smith. I don't know if you heard. He's got an ill child, and he's the only one home for childcare. All right, we'll start our meeting with an invocation. Pastor Paul Chitty of Life Point, thanks for being here. And then following that, the pledge.
Let's pray. Father, thank you so much for the opportunity to gather in this way, that you've blessed us with a nation that allows this, and that we can discuss various things, Lord. Father, I pray for wisdom this evening for each of the council members, Lord, for all the various discussions that will be had, the issues that are present. Would you give wisdom that only you can give? I pray for the well-being of our city leaders. Pray for the well-being of the citizens in this community. And God, that you would bless richly as you have, Lord, and I believe that you will continue to do. And so, God, I want to again thank you for this evening. Thank you for the time. And thank you for each of the leaders and each of the citizens represented here. Well, we're all citizens, but each individual represented here, and the blessing that this is. And I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Council, you've all received a summary of proceedings. I see. Mr. Neff?
Motion to approve as submitted.
We have a motion to approve as submitted, and Mr. Rollins, I saw your hand first.
Yeah, I'll second.
Thank you.
Mr. Barr.
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff.
Yes.
Mr. Schauber.
Yes.
Ms. Lang.
Yes.
Mr. Prater.
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Rollins.
Yes.
Mr. Neff.
Yes.
Okay. Those are accepted. Old business item number 1, ordinance 2025-049.
Ordinance making an appropriation mandated by Ohio Revised Code 5705.44, previously approved by ordinance 2024-135 in the below listed line item for the year ending December 31st, 2025.
Ms. Lang, this comes out of your committee.
This came out of the Finance Committee. We had a second read on 512, and we put it to a date certain of tonight, 6/23. The ordinance is to bring back money that we had earlier appropriated for the Victims Assistance Program. And I have Ms. Courtney's here. If she wants, if anybody would like to ask her any questions. They are not in need of this money, so they did get the grant that they were looking for. So at this time, we would like to de-appropriate those funds.
Mr. Osmond,
Make a motion, we approve.
we have a motion to approve,
Second.
and a second from Mr. Barr. Yeah. Discussion? Mr. Ratliff?
Now, I had thought when we had a maybe second reading or first reading, we were going to get some additional information from the administration.
And I provided that to you.
Okay.
I gave you a sheet that had what they spent in previous years in their budget. I can.
Well, actually, maybe I'm off, but I remember the conversation as they were going to hire someone, and we didn't know what that benefits package was going to be, and you were going to let us know that.
Yeah, and Courtney's here tonight. She had started today. Her name's Brooke. I met her. And
And her benefits are the same as our prior advocates.
You need
Courtney,
to
if you
come
would
up to
come
the
to
mic
the
and state your name and
microphone.
address like
Yes,
the
thank you.
public.
Courtney Whitner, I'm the director of the Marion Victim Assistance Program. Yes, so we hired somebody, her first day was today, and she had the same benefits as our prior advocate, so our budget hasn't changed. And then as for our VAWA grant, which we are still waiting on, I did just finally get the award conditions for that grant. The federal government's grants programs are obviously kind of a mess. So this grant should have started on January 1st. So as soon as I'm able to start billing it, I will back bill it to January 1st. Any other questions for me?
And you said your budget is exactly the same. Once we,
Her benefits are the same.
okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, so any other discussion or questions? All right, let's proceed.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
No.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
Motion carried, 71. Item number 2, ordinance 2025-058.
Ordinance amending Chapter 11, Planning and Zoning Code, Title 9, General Use and Development Standards to add 1164 to regulate accessory solar energy systems as amended.
This comes, Mr. Prater, out of your zoning and annexation committee?
Yeah, this is, well, we had our first reading on the 27th of May. This is the second reading. And also tonight, we're going to have supposed to have a public hearing, but public hearing on this matter.
That is correct.
There's correction.
Yeah.
We amended it on the 9th, so this is the second reading today.
Oh, this is the second. Okay.
But the public hearing was still noticed, or
Yeah,
notice was
everybody's
still
been
put out.
notified. Okay. All right. So, at 6:37, we'll start the public hearing for this matter. Comments, questions? No.
Oh, please.
I was just going to try to summarize for the citizens. This is regarding solar facilities in the code. We have not previously addressed it. This will put them being permissible in any district as an accessory use. So that by an accessory use, that means if this is your home, you can have a solar field, to power your home, even if it's a business or an industry. They can be roof mounted, they can be ground mounted unless it is in a non-residential area, then ground mounted needs to be as a variance and cannot exceed 10 acres. And again, it has to be for the use of the business. The amendment was to make it perfectly clear that this intention is that utility scale solar facilities are not principally to serve an on-site home, business, industry are not allowed in the city. So no solar farms, just things that would help either the homeowner or the business owner, et cetera, not, power Google's off-site, facilities and some other kind.
Thank you. Anything further? Hearing nothing, we'll end that hearing at 6:39.
Second reading.
Leave it at a second reading.
It has. Was that the change has to go through, right?
Yes, we're going on to so the third will be the 14th?
14th.
All right, item number 3, ordinance 2025-059.
Ordinance redeclaring the city of Marion's support for Can Do in order to continue the economic prosperity of the greater Marion area and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Arsenault?
Yes, this came out of Jobs and Economic Development, and I believe in our last meeting, the mayor had asked for more time because he had some things in the works. So I would like to make this a second reading tonight.
Yes, and this is another one, 6925.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, moving on to item number 4, ordinance 2025-060.
Ordinance to place on the ballot in November of 2025 the question of choosing a commission to frame a charter for the city of Marion and establishing the requirements for the election of members of the Charter Commission of the city of Marion and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Knapp?
Yes, this came out of Legislation and Codes Committee with a 2-0 non-recommendation to bring it to the floor of council. Everything in this ordinance simply would put the question to the voters of whether we should pursue a charter or not. There's been good discussion in committee. There's been good discussion on the first reading. I'm kind of happy to announce tonight that July 7th, Gary Hunter from the Ohio Municipal League will be here on committee nights to give us some firm answers to some of the questions that have been posed. There have been really good questions from the public and also from council, and I think we will get those definitive answers on July 7th. And that's all I have right now. Tonight's the second reading, so.
That's great news. All right. Any other questions or discussion on that? All right.
You got
You have
one, you got
someone.
one.
Oh, sorry, give us your name back there. You can come forward and give us your name and address.
Lois Fisher, 790 Vernon Heights Circle, Marion. I would just like to ask the clerk, when you send out, there was a tremendous amount of information that was put out, and it was in 2022, I believe, that you should still have records for, and it was extremely helpful to me. I just happened to keep all emails and things, and so when I was researching this, I went back to it. But it would be very helpful if you could send that out again, and it was dated 4/19/22. And if you could just send that out so that everybody could be aware and be knowledgeable about the whole process.
I will dig that up and
Thank
send
you
it
very
back out.
much.
Thank you. Other questions or comments? All right. Okay, we'll do that as second reading. Going on to item 5, ordinance 2025-061.
Ordinance amending the zoning map of the city of Marion by rezoning 739, 749, 757 East Center Street from an OIA Office Institutional Apartment District to a C5 General Business District.
Mr. Prater, anything?
Yeah, this come out of Zoning and Annexation Committee with a 2-0 recommendation to approve. The first reading was on 6/2/25, and tonight we were supposed to have want to have a public hearing on 7/14, and I think this is personally a good idea. It's going to correct things. It started with the 777 where they wanted the tattoo parlor or place, and I think this is going to correct a lot of things that set this up in a good way for the future development of Marion.
Anyone else have questions or comments about this? All right, public hearing is set for the 14th. We'll do this at the second reading.
So, yes, second reading.
Item number 6, 2025, ordinance 2025-062.
Ordinance amending the zoning map of the city of Marion by rezoning East Center Street between Sefner Avenue and Reed Avenue on the south side and Sefner Avenue and Barnhart Street on the north side from an OIA Office Institutional Apartment to an R2 General Dwelling District.
Mr. Prater.
Yeah, this once again come out of Zoning and Annexation Committee, a 2-0 recommendation to approve. There is once again going to be a public hearing on the 14th, so this here would be a second reading, and the third and the public hearing would be on the 14th. This here is started with Mr. Nett's idea, and this is going to turn these houses into an R2 residential place, and it's going to be, I think it's a fantastic idea personally. That's all I've got to say.
Any other concerns? All right, so we've got as a second reading, and the public hearing is on the 14th of July. Item number 7, ordinance 2025-063.
Ordinance making adjustments to appropriations for the year ending December 31st, 2025.
Ms. Lang?
This is coming out of Finance Committee with a 3-0 recommendation to approve. First read was on 6/9. Tonight is the second read. There was a question on the MORPC intern as to whether or not we had a Yarger job description, and I'm going to divert the answer to the law director.
Madam President, just this afternoon, the administration shared with me a existing job description which would fit the activities of this intern, and so that issue is resolved. There are a couple details I'm going to work out with the service director in the morning, but in essence, I would urge council to go ahead and appropriate these monies. This is a position that's paid for by MORPC, and I believe we're just covering the ancillary benefits associated with the employment. That's what these monies are.
Can I ask what the title is?
Engineering aid.
Okay. And is the pay grade in line?
I'm checking that out in the morning to make sure it
Okay.
matches.
Okay.
Are there any
Thank you.
further questions?
Mr. Smith?
Yes. Just have a question down here on the fire department, replacement of squads. Are we replacing one or more than one?
We had budgeted for 2.
That's the,
Yeah, one was the,
2 years ago, that's the reappropriation.
oh, we're moving the money from the insurance. Yeah, that's moving the money that was paid from the insurance claim on the one that was wrecked into the right fund so that we can purchase a replacement.
Thank you. Anything else?
I'm not believe this is a second read.
Thank you. Move on to item number 8, resolution 2025-013.
Resolution approving and adopting the tax budget of the city of Marion for the year ending December 31st, 2025.
Ms. Lang?
I believe it year ending 26.
That's correct.
It says on the agenda, December 31st of 2025, but it is actually on the ordinance is correct. It is December 31st of 2026. This came out of Finance with a 3-0 recommendation. Tonight is the second read for this. Basically what this is the budget that we need to provide to the county to get our portion of the income tax, or property taxes that are due through the property taxes. If you have any questions, I believe Martin Watts is here to answer questions tonight.
Okay, we're set for a public hearing for this issue, so we'll start that now at 6:48. Questions or comments from council or admin?
Just to double check with the clerk that we gave the listed 10-day notice for this hearing, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
The auditor's office actually did the posting for it.
Okay.
Okay, well, seeing and hearing nothing on this, we'll end that public hearing at 6:49 and leave that at the second reading. On to new business, item number 9.
Before we,
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, just to ask the auditor's office, I don't know what it takes from passage to getting signatures and getting it over there. If we pass this at our next meeting, which would be the 14th, you have to have it to the county honor before the 18th. Is that enough time, or should we consider suspending tonight?
I believe it'll be enough time as long as everyone was available to sign it. That would be the only thing to hold up, because it has to be signed, then a certified copy has to be presented to the auditor by the 18th.
Right, that's why I'm asking.
I don't see it as a problem.
Okay.
Does that affect your absence? Thank you for the question, Mr. Abbott. That was an important consideration. On to item number 9. This is new business, Resolution 2025-015.
Resolution selecting McCall Sharp Architecture LLC as the most qualified design professional and authorizing the negotiation of an agreement for the fire station project and declaring an emergency.
Ms. Lang, comes from your committee.
Okay, this came out of Airport Lands and Buildings Committee with the 3-0 recommendation to approve. This is basically to award the contract to McCall Sharp. If there's any further questions, Mr. Powell is...
Actually, it just gives us the right to start negotiating with McCall Sharp. That was our first pick, and now we can start talking about money with them as far as what they're going to charge us to design the new fire station. This gives us the authorization to begin that process.
Mr. Schauber?
Is this the only firm that you reached out to?
No, there was 12 that got back to us, requested the information packet, and 5 of them actually sent one in. So we ranked 5 architectural firms, and this one with our scoring rubric that was supplied by the law firm that we're working with, Bricker Graydon. We had to break a tie. There was 2 that tied, but eventually this firm came out on top.
Just curious, how local are they?
They're from Springfield, Ohio.
Another question? Mr. Ratner?
So typically when we award contracts or select someone, it says they had the lowest and or best bid. What we're saying here is that they're the most qualified. And then what I heard you say tonight is that once this is passed, then we're going to talk to them about how much that it is. And it just seems backwards to me that we're going to select them and then ask them what they're going to charge us.
Unfortunately, that's the way it has to be done.
Ms. Moronis, could you shed some light on this?
Yeah, that is part of the Ohio Revised Code. So for engineering and professional services, you do a request for qualifications. And so it does have to be, I'm sure your engineer can tell you, that you first decide who is qualified, then you negotiate down to the price. So you do have to have an elaborate matrix of how you have ranked them, what criteria means they're qualified in your eyes. And because of those sorts of services, engineering and architecture can't be based on just pricing. If their contracts are over
Right.
$25,000.
Now, from what I had heard earlier, there were 2 firms that tied. And then whatever process was used, then they came out on top. Should we get pricing from both?
Can't. We have to negotiate with our number 1, and then if that negotiation fails, if we can't reach an agreement, then we can go on to number 2. But once you do that, you can't.
There's no reason why government spends too much money.
Higher, you can't go back to number 1.
It's just, yeah, I mean, if it's the way it is, it's the way it is. Nobody in private practice would do business like this, and it's why government spends way too much money to get stuff done.
Just following the law.
I know,
Anything different or new questions or concerns? Yeah.
So once you negotiate down to a price, there'll be a follow-up appropriation ordinance or an ordinance entering in contract with it?
Yes.
Okay. So we will see numbers at some
Yes.
point.
Does this need to, can it go 3 reads, or is there a deadline?
No, we put an emergency clause in there. There's really no reason to delay us, this negotiation process. The number one is decided upon by the selection committee, so city council just gives us the right to then begin this negotiation process. So there's no way to change who was number one, who we're going to negotiate with at this point.
Mr. Rollins?
I'll make a motion to suspend the 3-read rule.
You have a motion to suspend 3 readings and a second from Mr. R. Smith.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
Motion to suspend Rule 44 carries unanimously. Mr. Rollins again?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. And a second from Mr. Prater. Any further
Okay.
comments or questions?
I just want to just clarify because of the wording in here. It says we're authorizing the negotiation of an agreement. Are we authorizing the agreement or just to negotiate it and it will come back? I'm just... Okay, all right.
Just the negotiation.
Yes, okay.
Any other questions or comments? All right, when you're ready.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
Motion carried unanimously. Next, item number 10, ordinance 2025-064.
Ordinance to amend ordinance number 1969.29, also known as the Yarger Report, as amended, last amended by ordinance 2021.058 by updating the existing job description for the Assistant Water Pollution Control Superintendent.
And this came out of Mr. T. Smith's Municipal Services Parks and Rec.
And he's not here.
Anyone else from that committee?
I'll take it. Come out of municipal service parts with a 3-0 recommendation to approve. This is just updating the job description for the assistant water pollution control and moving his pay from a 28E to a 30E. Mr. Rice is here if anybody has any questions.
Okay. Mr. Barr?
I'd like to make a motion to suspend the 3 readings.
A motion to suspend for Mr. Barr, and I saw Mr. Rollins' hand up for the second.
I'll second.
Okay. You ready?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
No.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
7-1. Motion carries. I saw another hand up. Mr. R. Smith?
Yeah, motion to approve.
Motion to approve from Mr. R. Smith, and a second from Mr. Prater.
Yes. Yes.
Anything further? All right. Are you ready?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
No.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-1. Next, item 11, ordinance 2025-066.
Ordinance authorizing and directing the service director to prepare plans and specifications, advertise for bids, and enter into a contract for the makeup air unit replacement for the Water Pollution Control Center, appropriating the necessary funds and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Barr?
Come out of streets and sewers with 3-0 recommendation to approve. This is to replace the air handlers for the tunnels underneath the water treatment plant. And I believe, Ms. Rice can correct me if I'm wrong, that it also may include the 2 other smaller units that they've been trying to get. This is something that's been coming a long time now, right?
Yeah, Mad Ice water pollution control, these were installed in the 70s, and all 4 of them now have gone bad. The 2 are the main air handlers that control the entire tunnel system. They also put warm air in, or tempered air, I think is what they call it. Then the other 2 are actual furnaces. If there's enough money available, in other words, if the bids come in at a better price, we'll be able to replace those also.
Mr. Job?
Mr. Ice, this is, you said these were installed in the 70s. Is this in your budget for this year to replace, or these additional funds?
This is appropriating money to do that also. It's been talked about since I've been here that these are going to go, and the last one finally did.
Okay. So it was not added to your budget. These are
It was
additional.
not. It went out, I think in January, maybe February.
Mr. Becky?
Just for a lesson for us, I guess. So we've been without any since January?
Yes.
So what's the ramifications of not having them, and what do they do?
So the ramifications are we had to have guys, when they went into tunnels, carry air monitors to make sure that there weren't any gases down there that could be harmful or explosive. Being in wastewater, we're exposed to those all the time. With the air ventilation system, that provides a fresh air source that kind of eliminates any need for the monitoring. We do have monitoring in our headworks and in our solids handling that does set an alarm off, that we can figure that out. But this tunnel, the tunnel system is not controlled by those alarms. So we need that fresh air. Also, if the dew point gets below the 55, then it's a slippery mess down in the tunnel.
Okay. And, they sound important. That's all you know more about them than me. It's just, there's 4 of them.
So I assume you've been out to the wastewater plant?
Mhm.
So the
It's
tunnel
been a minute,
system
but
is
yes.
basically the entire length of the property where the tanks are. So basically up at the headworks, so the very front, closest to Marion Williamsport, that's the 2 large, so in wastewater, everything's duplicated. That way, when one goes down, you've got a backup. Well, we bypassed that many, many years ago. So now they're both down, so now this will give us a duplicate system. Then it'd be halfway down is the small unit that heats what we call our secondary building. The other unit is the tertiary building. That's the other small unit. We have one more small unit as the tunnel turns in our, I forget what it's actually called, degritter building, I think is what the term is for it. That one still works.
Okay.
So that's the only unit that heats the entire tunnel system. So we try to maintain it about 58 degrees, because if you've ever been in a cave, 55 is about the temperature, and that's where the dew point tends to fall.
Okay. And just for my own knowledge then, you said this is something that's been talked about for a long time. I do not remember ever.
I don't know that it's ever been publicly brought out. Since I got hired on, hey, by the way, this one's bad, this one's bad, this one's bad, we've got one left.
Right. So
there are no parts available anymore.
So as that's been talked about, why haven't we done this before now?
It's been cost prohibitive. It's what I've always been told. In our business, a lot of times, it's don't fix it till it's broke, because we don't want to spend money. We try to be as...
What about employee safety?
Yeah.
So we have always robbed parts off of the one existing unit that did not work, and we've been able to maintain it every year since I've been here, for 8 years. This year, whatever part, they told me what part it was, it's lost me.
Okay.
Whatever that is no longer made. It's a train unit made in the 70s.
Okay. Sounds like we need to get this done
Yeah.
ASAP.
Ms. Lang?
Do we have any idea what the cost of it?
So the original quote we got from a local vendor was $512,000.
And was that for 2 or
That was
4?
for the 2 main air handler units. We've had Palmer, who did the boiler system here in the city. They did the design work on it and helped get it out to bid. They've done that for us. They feel like we should be in the under 300,000 range for all 4 units. So And my understanding is they saved about 50 to 60% here on the boiler system also.
Mr. Rollins, I saw your hand up.
Go ahead. She still has the floor.
These funds would come out of the enterprise fund
Yep. Sewer
under
budget.
capital improvement
And our sewer.
or capital equipment. And is
We can
there,
budget some, we always budget some for capital improvement, but things do break, and that's what that money's for. So we would need to appropriate some additional funds. We include it in our cash flow after it was brought to us in January. But it is going to be a tight squeeze, but it does need to be done.
Mr. Rollins?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to suspend the 3 reading rule.
Okay, we have a motion to suspend 3 readings and a second from Mr. Prater. Set.
I got my numbers down here. Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
yes,
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
Okay, motion to suspend 3 readings carries. Mr. Rollins?
Motion to approve.
We've got a motion to approve and a second from Mr. Ratliff?
Yes, please.
Okay. You ready?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
yes,
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously. Moving on to item 12, ordinance 2025-067.
Ordinance authorizing the auditor to appropriate monies to the Justice Reinvestment Fund received by the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections ending December 31st, 2025.
Ms. Lang, finance?
This came out of the finance committee. Give me just a second, I'm making a note. At the bottom it says page ordinance or resolution. Can we make sure that we change that to ordinance and then put the ordinance number 2025-067 on that, please? This came out of finance committee with a 3-0 recommendation. And if you have any, Mr. Stock is here to answer any questions on that.
Any questions for Mr. Stotts? Mr. Schauber?
Could someone explain the additional, the court is requesting an additional appropriation. What is the additional appropriation?
So this is money from our community corrections grant and the Justice Reinvestment Fund. So this is extra monies that we need to expend by the end of the month because we go into the new fiscal year, July 1st.
So it's a grant that we received and we're just allowing you to have it so you can spend it.
Right.
Gotcha.
Mr. Stotts, while you're up there, would you give us your title?
Tom Stotts, Chief Probation Officer.
Any other questions, Mr. Stotts? Mr. Rollins?
Motion to suspend the 3 reading rule.
Okay, we have a motion to suspend 3 readings from Mr. Rollins. Looks like a second from Mr. Prater. When you're set.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes,
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
Okay, these were readings suspended. Mr. Rollins?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve from Mr. Rollins. Looks like a second from Mr. Barr. Any questions before we proceed, or comments?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
yes,
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. You next. Moving on to item number 13, ordinance 2025-068.
Ordinance authorizing the auditor to appropriate monies to the probation services fund received by the American Legion Post 584 ending December 31st, 2025.
Ms. Lang?
okay, this again came out of finance committee, and again, at the bottom of the ordinance, it says ordinance or resolution. If you could please put ordinance 2025-068 at the bottom of this. This is a check that we received from the American Legion Post, and this doesn't match. Mr. Stotts from the production department, he brought this up. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, this is money to purchase 4 new radios for the officers to go out to the field to have contact with law enforcement. We currently have 2 radios. Once those 2 radios go bad, we can't fix those. So this would purchase 4 new radios, and which does $15,000, and then $2,000 of this money would go towards recovery softball to purchase food and water and so forth when we have those games.
Thank you. Mr. Shepherd?
And the $17,000 came from the Legion?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Any other questions, concerns? Mr. Rollins?
Motion to suspend the 3 reading rule?
We have a motion to suspend the 3 readings and a second from Mr. Barr. Okay.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. Arsenault?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Net?
Yes.
Okay. Suspension of 3 readings has
Motion to approve?
motion to approve from Mr. Parsnip. And it looked like the second was up first from Mr. Rollins. Sorry,
Yes.
Mr. Rollins beat me to it.
A second?
Yes, from the second. Any other discussion? All right.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. Arsenault?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Net?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously. Item number 14, ordinance 2025-069.
Ordinance to authorize the safety director to apply for a 2025 Edward Bryan Memorial Justice Assistance Grant Program, JAG, through the U.S. Department of Justice, and then accept and administer the grant and declaring an emergency.
Ms. Lang?
This is a grant that was approved and financed with a 3-0 recommendation to approve. And Ms. Brown can answer any questions that you have regarding to that. It does have a 25% match on any projects once we do get the grant.
Any questions on this or comments? Right?
Question.
Mr. Rollins?
Is there a deadline on this one? Do we need to?
This one's due July 8th.
Okay. I would like to make a motion to suspend the 3 reading rule, please.
And you've got that motion, and Mr. R. Smith, you've got the second. Right? When you're ready.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. Arsenault?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Net?
Yes.
Motion carries to suspend. Mr. Rollins?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve. And Mr. Schauber?
Question,
Okay.
if there's a second.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
I'll take the second from Mr. Barr.
So the 25% match, there's an example of radios for the police department. Does the police department have that 25% match?
I was told they do. I double checked it with John Schaefer, and he said that they can pay it. That'll have to come out of the match that we give them from the general fund.
So,
It'll be next year, probably later this year when we get it, so yeah, we should have money in there to cover that.
okay, because I don't want to go after a grant and we not have the matching funds, just making sure that we have them. And is it for radios?
Anything else?
We should have it.
All right, we have a motion and a second to go.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
No.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-1. Item number 15, ordinance 2025-070.
Ordinance making adjustments to appropriations for the year ending December 31st, 2025.
Ms. Lang?
This came out of Finance Committee with a 3-0 recommendation. I am going to defer to Mr. Rollins to answer any questions and explain exactly what this is.
Yeah, this is to set aside $10,000 for the Strongest Town celebration that will be held on August 23rd from maybe 2 to 8 in the park, Lincoln Park. I do understand that the county will also have this on their agenda for tomorrow as well, so we're hoping to get a match from the county. I can tell you there is a committee hard at work on getting private donations. Several have already been secured, so it sounds like the event is a go, and I see no reason why we shouldn't suspend the 3 reading rule, and I will make a motion to do that.
We have a motion to suspend the 3 readings, and Mr. Neff has the second. Mr. Rollins and Mr. Neff. All right.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
No.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
7.
7-1. Yeah. Okay, ordinance 2025-071.
No.
Hold on.
They just suspended the rule.
I'm not sure what we're doing, but I would like to make a motion
So sorry.
to approve.
Yeah, it's all
I
right.
see, I just looked away from the wrong paper. Mr. Neff.
Second, I'm going to second the motion.
Okay. Did we have Mr. Rollins with the motion?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Neff with the second. All right.
Any more questions?
Any more questions or comments?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
No.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
Okay, it's accepted, 7-1. Now we move on to item 16.
Ordinance authorizing the city auditor's office, income tax department to enter into an agreement with the state of Ohio's Attorney General's office to collect delinquent debt with certain approved terms as presented.
Ms. Lang.
This came out of Finance Committee with a 3-0 recommendation to approve, and basically what this is going to do is the Attorney General's office will act as a collection agency to collect past due income tax.
Questions or comments?
I'll make a motion to suspend the 3 readings.
Have a motion to suspend 3 readings. Mr. Rollins? the
I will second that.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
No.
Mr. Schauber?
No.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
6-2 fails.
6-2 fails. 7 count. All right, that motion does not carry. Ms. Lang, which is first reading here?
Yes, this will stand as first reading for tonight.
Okay. Mr. Schauber?
Maybe it was discussed in committee, but what past delinquent taxes? Do we have a number?
The amount of delinquent taxes we have that we know of is around $1 million.
That's everything going back.
Yeah.
This says 40 years.
Yes. But I think there's a limit on how far back you can.
I think so too. What is it, 5, 7, 5 years?
Statute says 6.
Okay, I was on either side of it. And what would be the fee?
There's
What
no
percentage?
fee- There's no fee to the city. What happens is, the Attorney Generals won't take anything under $100. Let's say if you owed $1,000, then the Attorney General would send you a bill for 10% more. So they charge you $1,100. They keep the 100 and send the 1,000 to the city.
Okay, so they add their collection fee on top.
Correct. And then once it leaves Marion, once we turn it over to the Attorney General, we will not collect cash on that again. So the people cannot come to Marion and talk to us and negotiate. They have to go
They have
to
to
the
go through
Attorney
Attorney
General.
General. Yeah, it'd be a-
We'll still take money from them for current payments or future estimates, but nothing on that bill.
And so if you turn something over, it looks like it's something that's 12 years old or a year, or 12 months old. They're delinquent for 12 months. You send it to the Attorney General. And there's no contact from your office with that individual ever again.
No, not necessarily on that bill. So say they haven't filed for 4 years. If they file for this year, then yes, we'll have contact with them. And up to that point, we send out letters, we send out billings. We try to contact them. Most people ignore us. So
I guess that's what
we
it's
turn the bill over.
getting to, and I lost my train of thought, but so the non-filers that are supposed to file, are they turned over as well, or how
If
will
we
you
know
handle
about
those?
them.
If you know about them.
Right.
And how will they come off our books? Will that screw up our accounting that's already questionable?
No. Wouldn't. Questionable, what do you mean? Did I hear that correctly?
No, you did.
Oh, so what's questionable about the income tax department's accounting?
Will we have any issues when we send it off and we're still counting that money?
Well, it'll still be on our books until they collect it. But they have several means to collect. They can collect through,
Your state tax?
through your state tax. If we follow certain regulations, they can take it from your federal tax. They have quite a system.
Ms. Ratliff?
So my main questions would go into more on notification and what is the certification process that we go through before we send it down there, and how much contact do we have with the resident here?
We generally send out 2 notifications right away. If they haven't filed, we say, send them a letter, ask why they haven't filed this year when they did last year. If we get no response, which you can because people move too. So most of the time they leave something off of their tax return. They don't give us a 1040 or something like that. So we question that. But once they get that information to us and that we know actually have a price, what they owe, and then we send them collections. I think Tracy does collections twice a year. So we send them 2 notifications. And then if we get nothing, or they don't call us or return, or we set up an agreement and they fail to pay the agreement, then we normally would turn it over to the law director. Now we turn it over to the Attorney General. We worked well for years with Mark's office, and we asked him before we did this if he was okay with it. It would free up his attorneys for
No, I'm not.
other duties.
I'm not against it. My question is on the notification process. So when we send someone a letter, and then we send them a letter 6 months after that, do they know they're going to be turned over to the Attorney General? What's the notification process is what my what my main question is.
Well, in the notifications, we tell them that they'd be subject to collections through the law director's office. Now we'll tell them they'll be subject to collections through the attorney general's office. So we'd have to change our letters from what we have now
Okay.
to change it to attorney general rather than law director.
Anything else?
I would just ask a final, like, if payment is not made by X date, it will be certified and referred to the Attorney General's office. I just think that that's
The attorney general has guidelines that we have to follow.
correct.
We can't just say, yeah, this guy owes $200, send it to them. We have to follow their guidelines and give them the information that we had made an attempt to collect before they'll take it on. They're not going to take on anything just blindly. We have to follow a guideline. Same thing with the interest we charge has to be what the attorney general determines, not what we would determine by municipal code.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Anything else on this issue? Next, we come to matters not on the agenda. Council, admin, anything? Yes.
In your packet, there was a letter concerning rates and fares. So I'll read it just in case everyone hasn't. Since 2004, Marion transit fares have remained the same. To stay current with other transit fares across the state of Ohio, and per recommendations from our recent transit development plan with Nelson Nygaard, we plan to increase our fare. In compliance with the Office of Transit at the Ohio Department of Transportation, we will host a public meeting and notify riders of the proposed change 30 days prior to the actual fare change. We will post notices at our transit office, on our website, in the newspaper, on the buses, and on social media. As of August 1st, 2025, Marion Transit will raise fares from 60 cents to $1 for elderly, disabled, and students, $1.25 to $2 for adults. Our monthly pass will increase from $15 to $24 for elderly, disabled, and students, and $30 to $48 for adults. As with any change, we recognize there are challenges and concerns. We are committed to helping the Marion community and look forward to continuously improving transit.
Mr. Ratner?
How much money will this generate?
I believe that we figured, what, $5,000?
It doesn't, obviously, as they mentioned when they did the analysis, the fare costs do not pay for 100% of the process.
A very small portion, actually, like 10%.
Yeah,
Of our budget, yeah. I haven't figured out how much it will, like, increase, because that's not the purpose behind doing this. Purpose for doing this is to bring us up to compliance with the other transits in the state of Ohio. I believe there's a spreadsheet there that we put together as well that shows all of the other counties in Ohio, or as many as I could get. I did get some of that information from ODOT. They gave me some. It wasn't in a good readable form, so we put that together to share with you guys. So you could see that we're below, and we haven't changed our fares in 21 years.
Now, I guess I have a couple pet peeves with government in general. When we say it brings us up into compliance, there is no compliance. Like, we're not out of, we could charge nothing and we're not
Sure, and there's-
there is,
There's some transits who do charge nothing.
right, so we can't say it's going to bring us into compliance.
It's gonna bring us up to what the others are doing, right?
I mean, not Community Action or not Athens, they charge less than us now. And so, I mean, if this is not going to hardly bring in any money, and if this is just a pittance of what the budget is, and if at the end of the day, we're not even going to truly feel the difference
We'll feel the difference.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought she said it would be $5,000.
I mean,
Additional.
we need the
Possibly
extra
for
dollars
yes.
that flow through our transit. I mean, this is our matching dollars to go with our state and our federal dollars that we currently are getting. And if we look to expand our services over the next year or two, that is going to help as well. What you made 20 years ago is not what you're living on today. We've had 20 years of raises. And health insurance has gone up for 20 years. The cost of buying new buses, fuel prices are more. All of these monies do help and support transit in the staff that we already have out there doing this kind of
Now,
work.
there is an argument that the people you're raising this on are living on less today than they were
Well, I don't know that that's
20 years
that's
ago.
true. I wouldn't say
If you
that's
would
true.
count how much the Social Security has went up and how much that inflation has gone up. And my point is, the people that are paying more money, the people that we're targeting with this raise, which is the elderly, the disabled, and students.
And adults.
Well,
Can't forget that one.
Okay,
I mean, we've got,
but those people will feel $5,000 collectively between them way faster than the city will feel $5,000. And I've said this in every conversation we've ever had about this. Instead of us feeling pressure to charge more because Bowling Green charges more or Carroll County charges more, I don't care what those places charge.
but ODOT does.
I would encourage them to lower their rates to what ours are, because this is a service.
It's not gonna happen though. You know, everything goes up, just like milk and bread. You know, this is something that we've known for a very long time. I've been doing this job since February of '24. I have had customers come to me, when are you raising the fares? They know it's coming because we've talked about it for years. And, you know, I know that the 60 cents to $1, do you know how many people put in $1 already? Some of them? Because they, you know, so it's not gonna affect them. You know, and we also have to take care of change constantly in our office. This is gonna eliminate that for our staff. There's so many, you know, aspects here. But I think the biggest thing is we're behind the times. 21 years is a very long time for us to keep the same fare. Unless we're gonna go fare free. But then, you know, we've got to have more from the city if we're gonna do that.
You know, and I'm not against having the strongest town party, but for a council that just spent $10,000 on a community party, to feel that it's so important to take $5,000 more from the majority, elderly, disabled, and students, I just think it's wrong. And I just want to be on the record. I know I don't have any say in the matter. I am completely against raising the rates.
I understand. You know, I've done everything with ODOT, and this was part of their recommendations as well, that we do change our fares to match other transits in the state, along with our study. You know, I know that we talked about that multiple times during our study.
Okay, Mr. Schaubert, do you have another question or comment?
You touched on a little bit, why does ODOT care what our fare is?
So ODOT cares about transit because they oversee everything, right? If we're not taking care of the things that we need to take care of, they're gonna come in and they're gonna, you know, they have TARs, technical assistant reviews. We're getting ready for one later this year. And they're gonna go through everything to make sure. This is just one of their recommendations, that we change it. I talked to them last year about this, and they said, you know, you guys are way behind. Most people change them every 3 or 4 years. like Casey said, it helps our match. You know, what all the money that we bring in, we can then go to ODOT and get more funding for transit.
Because we have more match or because our fares are higher?
Because we can match our fares.
So we're, right at this moment, we have limited ourselves
Correct.
for funding because the city isn't matching.
Well, no, it's not that the city isn't matching. It's that our fares are low. So if we increase them, then we can go to ODOT and get more back.
So our funding, our grant funding is based on fares.
Not just fares, there's a lot of things it's based on. That's one.
Grant funds require between 20 to 40% match, depending on what type of funding.
And where
it
does
is.
that come from?
The match,
Yes.
the city, and our fares.
Okay.
Local dollars.
So-
Contract services that we have, anything that is local that's not state or federal grants.
So that goes to Mr. Ratliff's point. Why would we put the pressure on the rider and not put it on the city?
But you
Why?
don't put it just on the rider. We're matching almost $200,000 a year out of the general fund. Part of the $10,000 match transfer that you approved in the budget for 2025 helps support transit. Police, fire, transit, parks. Those are the big four that we support out of the general fund. Remember, our general fund budget is about $16 million, and $10 million goes out to support police, fire, parks, and transit. That's a lot of money.
So if there are more funds out there by increasing your match, isn't that wise money invested?
Well, yeah, I mean, but wouldn't be wise to increase our fares a little bit and continue to match it with the general fund?
Not if it burdens the people we provide the service for.
Mr. Oshman?
Yes, I wonder, is there another way that we can raise the money, say through advertising, that we could leave the fares the way they are and get the extra money from there? I know you and I have talked about advertising on the
Right.
buses before.
And we are working on that. But that's just, you know, another section of transit where we're working on, you know, raising money for our funding.
So the study, or I don't know if it was a study or not, ODOT suggested we get up with the times of other counties or other transit fares. Was there any discussion with the riders, how a 40% increase will affect them?
I believe that there was a question on
That survey that went out? And what was the
the
result of
question
that?
was, are the fares reasonable, you know, that type of thing. You know, I plan to hold a public meeting here on this. Obviously, we're going to put it out everywhere. And, you know, I'm going to listen to the people as well. You know, if we're going to hear what they have to say. But I've talked to some of them already, and they've said, you know, going from 60 cents to $1, we use this service, this is what we need, you know.
And you probably don't know this, but how many people, or what's your ridership that pay per ride, like the 60 cents now that versus who has a pass? I would say you have a lot of regulars that have the pass.
So I really wanted to get that information for you today, but unfortunately our internet. we
Yeah,
had to shut
everyone,
down.
yeah, we shouldn't have bombed Iraq.
And so I was not able to get that information. It's about 48 to 52%. You know, it's pretty even where we have half fares and then the full fares.
Ms. Rada?
So you're having a meeting for public input, or you're having a meeting for public notification?
So both, right? We're going to have, one of ODOT's regulations, requirements to raise the fares is to hold a public meeting. We have to put notice out in the newspaper, you know, of that and all of the things, talk about raising the fares. And then anybody can come to it.
Well, my question is, are you doing it to ask them if they want it raised, or are you doing it to notify them that it's being raised?
I mean, obviously, it's to notify. That's the purpose behind ODOT's requirements. But if they have public feedback, I'm happy to listen and, we'll
So
take
it
all
could
of those
change.
comments. What's that?
It could change.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Anything further? Yes.
So could you get as solid as a number as you can with this increase that you'll realize, and let us know what that number is, and if it's not too much, we can consider that for the 26 budget.
So with that, you're saying don't raise the fares. Then it's
Well, I'm
gonna be
just saying, we have to
20.
have something to compare, not just because someone told us or to get up at time, yeah. So where do we want to place, let this council decide where we want to place that increased burden on. Should the city pick it up, or should we split it? Maybe we do a portion of what you suggested we raise. We should be looking at all that.
Anything else? Ms. Welch? All right, thank you. Any other reports or communications from Kathy?
I thought they were attached to your guys' agenda, but I apologize. There should be 2 copies for each of you. It's only 7 pages. It wasn't very long this month. These are all the transfers and ordinances that were approved in the month of May. Definitely getting a lot smaller. Later in the year, people will have their money moved, and it should be that many more coming through. I just want to point one out to you, just so if you see it on page 3 of 7 at the bottom, the way our payouts are paid out, they are actually paid out through our salary line and not the payout expense account. So those monies already were paid out at the beginning of the year, so all I did was move the money out of the payout expense account and put it in salaries. So that was kind of just a cleanup. I just did that, I think I did that for police and fire. So I just wanted to point that out for you.
Mr. Shepherd?
Hey, paint signs are that expensive? $5,000?
Well,
Are we
yeah, that's
that,
the
do we
first
have
of
that
the year.
many delinquencies?
Yes, we do.
Can the Attorney General's
Yes,
office
we
take
do.
care of that?
Oh, yes.
Attorney Generals can't take care of that, or,
No, unfortunately, I've already researched that, so we do need to research.
holy cow.
Yeah.
For the signs is $5,000. That's a month's of transit. Huh.
There's a lot more, unfortunately, that is due in utility billing.
Do we have a number, we're going down a rabbit hole, but do we have a number of what delinquencies of sanitation, not sewage, because we can't put that on property taxes. Do we have an idea of what trash?
I do, but I don't know what it is individually for the 3, but I can definitely, I give you that number.
I would like, because it's
Absolutely.
a large number and it always has been.
And sanitation is another one we have not increased in over 20 years. The same price that we're paying for sanitation collection, whether someone puts 1 bag or 10 bags, is the same amount and it has been for 20 years. Another problem.
That could be solved within our framework of ordinances that we have. We just need to follow it. There's a
No.
bag limit.
But the amount that we collect has not changed in 20 years. That's an enterprise fund. That should be self-sustaining. It is not.
Okay, and I have ideas of how we can fix that.
Absolutely.
Easy.
I'd be glad to hear it. 100%.
Okay.
Any other reports or communications? Ms. Lang?
I just wanted to report that a letter was sent out to the treasurer in a month ago on training. We did have a meeting with the treasurer on June 17th at 9 a.m. to answer the questions that he had. Mr. Reese, the auditor, deputy auditor, internal auditor, accounts payable clerk, law director, mayor, and councilperson Lang and Barr were present for that meeting, and there was no resolution.
What do you mean there was no resolution?
Nothing happened. There was no change.
Were questions answered?
Mr. Reese, were your questions answered in that meeting?
That was the purpose of the meeting, correct?
That was the purpose of the meeting, yes.
No questions answered. So, Mr. Reese, did you feel that your questions were answered at that meeting?
Okay.
Mr. Schallert?
The current process of reconciling monthly, is that accurate right now? Or are there still offages by 100,000 to millions? And if roles and responsibilities change, will that be corrected with that change? Or will it still be there and we have a new person to blame? At some point, we have to fix the root problem, and that is reconciliations, which has been a problem for over 5 years. We're not fixing it. We spent almost $300,000 on a forensic auditor to come in, set procedures, policies of how to do this. We're still in the same spot, but our soapbox is to get someone to do training on a new module. When he gets the training on that new module, if he does, I don't know, I won't blame if he doesn't. Reconciliation process is still incorrect, inaccurate. We've solved nothing, but gave someone else a new responsibility and a new person to blame for our problems that we have failed to fix for over 5 years.
Any other questions, comments? Mr. Rollins and then Mr. Ratliff?
Yeah, I would just say one of the things that we paid that 300 grand for was to get a process and a procedure to properly do the reconciliations, and we have, in my estimation, 2 departments that just refuse to do it.
So
I don't know. I don't know if we have the opportunity to see if the reconciliation process works, because the one that they told us we need to follow, we haven't followed. So I can't sit here and say it's not working, isn't going to work, because we haven't done it.
Do you want to let Mr. Ratliff ask his first, or?
Not really, but
he can go.
Okay, thank you.
So what is the process? I believe it was a recommendation to change roles from one individual to another, because a treasurer should be doing this role. That's not a change in process or procedure. That's just giving someone a new role to do the same thing over again. That doesn't fix our problem. No one knows how to reconcile in this building.
No, that's not correct.
So we're reconciling it, and it's accurate right now.
Mr. Watts, can you answer that question?
That was my leading question. Are our monthly reconciliations, are we getting to 0, or is it 100,000 some months, and some months it's 8 million?
Well, that I can answer because we haven't gotten a report.
I don't know when it was ever 8 million, but
I think he was being,
I think that was a little hyperbole.
No, it wasn't hyperbole. I will give you the report. I mean, that's the problem. We don't want to fix a problem. We just want to pass it to somebody else and blame them.
well, we're not even following the ORCs.
That's still, okay, let's follow the ORC, but our process sucks. It's inaccurate.
Yes.
But we're following the ORC.
No,
Great for
we're
us.
not. We're
No,
not.
if this training or this module or whatever is taken on by someone else, we are now following the ORC. But
we're
yet, why do you keep saying no, we're not?
Because the treasurer is supposed to be doing it. And
That's what I'm trying to say. If he does it, all we can say is we are following the ORC. We're not reconciled to zero, but by God, we're following the ORC, which will mean nothing once we do a charter city.
Ms. Ratliff, what was your comment?
So I had a couple about this, and then actually I had my own issue to talk about. But a couple of things that I've heard tonight. One is that there's an issue that, quote, we failed to fix. And I don't know who we are, but we as in city council have not failed to fix anything. And, you know, back when we had Auditor Kramer, and back when we had Treasurer, well, I was still here when we had Treasurer Casotis. And, well, that's before me. But when we had Treasurer Panet, when we had Treasurer Casotis, we didn't do anything right, but yet our audits were fine. We didn't do anything up here, and so we didn't fail to fix anything because we didn't break anything. But I think first we have to get the right people doing the right jobs, and then we can work on teaching them how, making sure that they know how to do it. But unless you're, I mean, I think the fundamental part is doing the correct function. I mean, that's like the most basic, that's the most basic thing. And the Ohio Revised Code spells it out, who's supposed to do what. And until we even have the right person doing the right job, we can't worry about who knows what, because we don't even have people doing what they're supposed to be doing. But what I was originally going to raise my hand about are and they were led into already, are the pink signs. And the pink signs were something that were instilled years ago, and I'm not sure why that they stopped, but I was sure glad that they did. And I had many conversations with Mayor Schertzer about, I hated the program. I think it's a program to only embarrass people, to get them to pay us money. Now, I understand that it's a bill that they have, but on my street alone, there are 6 or 8 pink signs out today because today was trash day. It's 95 degrees outside, and we have left as a city, knowingly left week-old trash sitting alongside of the road in 95-degree heat and we just place a pink sign beside of it. Now we're going to let it sit outside for another 7 days. And maybe next week we'll place another sign. Meanwhile, the trash is now 2 weeks old and sitting alongside the street. And the way that our system works, they don't even have an option to hire another company to come in and pick up the trash because they have to use us. So then we have these neighborhood cleanups. Well, there's no wonder why the neighborhoods can sometimes get a complete mess because we leave trash sitting out there knowingly for weeks at a time in 90-some degree heat. Now, I understand that there is delinquent monies out there, but we have to have a better process than leaving trash out in 90-degree heat alongside the road. It's that is probably the worst system that we could come up with. And there's a reason why we stopped doing the pink signs.
Ms. Lane?
I believe the policy is that if the pink sign is left, they are to make arrangements through the utility billing department, and they are to pull their trash back, not on the street. If it's left on the street, I believe the city goes back and picks that up, and they get a $50 fee charged for a special pickup, which that can be assessed to the property taxes.
Now, how much sense does that make? They couldn't pay their first trash bill. We drove by it the first time. Now we're going to take our extra time, go back to it, and charge them $50 more. And to somebody who couldn't pay the bill the first time around. It just, that's how people can get themselves into a complete hole that they'll never, ever be able to come out of. And
Well-
it's...
Ms. Lang?
We collected $13,792 last week because of the pink signs.
I don't know that it's because of the pink signs.
That is the pink sign. That's what was kept. And I can break it down by week. I don't have the report with me, but I get a weekly report that tells me how much. Last week, just the pink signs brought in $13,792. So it does work.
That's 2.5 months transit.
It's
Any
a
other
terrible
members?
system.
Okay, with, any public comments on any of the issues raised tonight? Yes, sir. Please come down and give us your name and address and what you're wishing to speak on.
Anthony Azaria, 1350 Lake Boulevard. So going back to the treasurer issue, as a council, you guys have means to remove him from office, correct? Not at any point?
You as a voter can,
You have the same power that we do.
but our hands are tied. There's nothing we can do because it is an elected position. So it is up to the voters to remove by,
But you guys as individual voters, can you guys vote him out?
no,
No.
no, it would be up to the citizens to recall him.
Okay.
Anything further? Mr. Reese?
Since he brought that back into the picture, you were saying, Schreiber, about, you said something about, of course it was said, changing jobs with the eternal, and I do, you're right, that won't change anything. If we trade jobs, because it's gonna be the same thing. That means the internal auditor's already doing it. Is that right? Is the internal auditor already doing that job? So therefore, if we're not balancing, now listen, Chairman of the Finance Committee, you was in the meeting. Am I right?
Yeah, I was there.
The law director, all the auditor's office, is that correct? And the councilman, Barr, and the mayor came in later. And you said no results. So we didn't talk about nothing at 55 minutes. Is that what you're saying?
We answered your questions, I think, but we're still not doing, the right people aren't doing the right things.
What do you mean? I don't understand. The right people aren't doing the right thing.
Mr. Reese, you said, I'm in office for 6 more months. Leave me alone.
And they brought it up tonight.
That's what you said.
That's at the end.
That's why I have nothing else to say about it. There's
Right.
nothing we do. You want to be left alone. As far as I'm
They brought it up.
concerned, I don't care if you come to council meetings. You don't answer questions, you don't respond to us. It doesn't matter. Those were your words. I came to that meeting to try to help resolve this.
Okay.
And that isn't what happened. Nothing happened in there. You asked us to leave you alone. I have
Yeah, at the
6
end.
months left.
At the end, I did. After we were in there 50 minutes after I said, we're in there 50 minutes, then I said that. Is that right?
Mr. Reese, though, we asked you earlier, I know I specifically asked you about the question that was answered, that was raised by Ms. Lang. Were your questions answered?
She was in the meeting. That's what I just said. They said no results. We're in there 50 minutes. We didn't get any results.
Not responding.
Okay.
What Schreiber was saying. I mean, we have the deputy auditor right here. He was in the meeting. The law director was in the meeting.
No, but the question, I think, I'm just repeating the question about, were your questions answered?
She should know.
Yeah, but I asked the question. I wasn't there.
The question was...
Yes, were your questions answered?
Here's the question. Who's responsible? We're talking about the reconciliation process. I asked Miranda. She said the accounts payable clerk is not responsible for reconciliation process. Before Mr. Watts came in, I asked her, was Mr. Watts part of the reconciliation process? She said no. So when he did come in, of course, the accounts payable person is responsible for reconciliation. Mr. Watts, when he came in, before the law director asked me, do you have any other questions? Because we're getting ready in. And I asked Martin Watts, are you responsible for the reconciliation process? He said yes. Well, the auditor said he wasn't. So when they said no results, they didn't even try to. See, you weren't in the meeting, so I'm trying to tell you, there were some results. I asked questions, and they were contradictory. The auditor contradicted a lot of the questions that was answered that other people had. And what I said to them, if we're not balancing now, and the internal auditor is doing it, and you want me to do it, I mean, her training me, the internal auditor, I mean, we're still not going to balance, because she's training. I said, I will not be trained by someone if we're not being balancing already in their doing it. Now, if you have any other questions, you have the deputy auditor here. You want to know about reconciliation process. And they try to pull that, the ORCs on me. Well, you know, I know the ORCs. I don't work in Columbus. I don't work in Cleveland or Cincinnati. The ORCs may be for them, but some of them aren't for me. Like I asked the law director certain questions. I knew his ORC. I said, well, you're not even following the ORC. He didn't doubt it because of certain
Wait. You asked me a question whether I understood the obligations in the Ohio Revised Code in respect to the law director. And I said, I'm doing every one of my obligations.
And what did I ask you? I said, do you receive money?
Yes, we collect monies.
And I said, who you turn it over to?
Okay.
I said, who do you turn it over to?
So, money collected by the activities of the law director are paid through utility billing or the auditor's office. The office of the law director doesn't receive cash payments. Now, getting to the point, during the meeting that was held to answer questions the treasurer may have regarding, I think it was the May 22nd letter, that simply expressed 2 points. In regards to the Ohio Revised Code, a municipal treasurer is obligated to keep the city's bank accounts and to reconcile those accounts, account for the monies received, and make sure that the monies dispersed reconcile with the bank statements. So the checkbook, as we do at our homes every month, shows the money's in, the money's out, and it matches what the bank says we have on an account. Now, what I learned during that meeting is that the City of Marion treasurer for decades has essentially reconciled the disbursements. So, Mr. Reese, you acknowledged during the meeting your activity is reconciling the expenditure disbursements for the city, correct? Ensuring that the bank statement says this much money in total was spent during the months, and you account for those reconciliations of how those monies went out, right? The disbursements. Are you reconciling the disbursements at this point in time?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, that's what he does.
I balance the checkbook to their cash.
As to the disbursements,
Yeah.
not to the receipts. That's the distinguishing factor. As he pointed out, and as those around the table learned, the bigger cities that have full-service treasurer's office or controlled, they do both sides of it. They reconcile the disbursements and they reconcile the receipts. Now, it's worked for Marion for 4 decades plus to have it that way because we have an auditor's office that also reconciles disbursements and reconciles receipts. So there's essentially 2 offices, set of eyes on our bank accounts to ensure that there's no fraud, there's no missing money, that the receipts are accounted for. So the system will work as long as both offices are performing their functions. And particularly going forward, it's important that the council and administrators, Mr. Reese says he's reconciling the disbursements. Let's examine the disbursements and see how the reconciliations are taking place. Is he successfully reconciling the disbursements? That's the first question to ask.
Well, then, we have the deputy auditor here that can answer that. When I reconcile what I do, I give it to the deputy auditor. I'm doing what I was trained to do. I don't know, am I doing it all right? I don't know.
Yeah, we're doing it the same way that we have for 40 years.
So the next
Wait, could you answer this for me? For what they want me to do, will I be able to do it way part-time?
I'm not exactly sure what they want you to do. I was in the meeting, I'm not sure. I mean, we got a letter from the CPA that recommended that the treasurer switch jobs with somebody in the auditor's office. Never specified what person they were going to switch with. Now, when in our discussion, Mark talked about the cash coming in. But the recommendation never said about who you should switch jobs with. So, I mean, I'm not sure, based on the recommendation, what you're supposed to do. I mean, that seems to be the biggest push, is from this recommendation we got from, what is it, Mr. Veritas.
Neither one.
Ms. Lang, I thought you might have your hand
Well,
up.
he asked the question, how long would it take to do? And that was one of the questions that was asked in the meeting. And the bank statement comes at the end of the month, and it would probably take 2 weeks to reconcile, a couple hours every day maybe, but then the last 2 weeks of the month, there would be nothing to do.
Thank you. That's helpful. Okay, well,
Yeah. Well, it was discussed, it takes the internal auditor 2 weeks to do the reconciliation she does at full time. So well, yes, she does other things, but it takes her 2 weeks. 2 weeks of full-time work.
yeah. Dilemma
And these are the people in charge of our money.
So we need a charter.
Madam President, if I may say, I'm not in charge of any money. I reconcile the bank statement to their cash. I don't spend any money and I don't receive any money. So let's hope they putting that out there wrong to the public. Like I didn't like what they brought up, if I may say. I didn't like when they brought it up when they was talking about the charter and putting my name in there, the treasurer and the auditor. Like I've been making, and what Mr. Ratliff said about everything balanced before. No, you're out of balance in 2020. I didn't get here till 2022. So let's get the story right and correct. And Schreiber had it right.
I usually do.
About trading jobs.
All right, gentlemen.
About trading jobs, come on.
The point is, I think it was really helpful for the public to hear all of this, because it's not 100% simple, and as a couple of you pointed out, certain procedures that are in place here are 20, 30, 40 years old, and there do need to be some changes, but right now, I think Mr. Reese feels like changing horses in the middle of the stream or something along those lines. So And anyway, I think we might as well move on to any other public comments. And if not, then committee meetings. Airport lands and buildings, Ms. Lang.
Nothing at this time.
Mr. Smith, Jobs and Economic Development.
Nothing at this time.
Mr. Neff, Legislation, Codes, and Regulations.
6:30 PM, we will have Gary Hunter here to talk all things charter.
I was hoping you did that first spot.
Small point of order. It's in council. How are we going to swing that discussion in a committee when it's before council now?
This was the earliest date he could get here, and he's coming to answer public questions and questions of council, because he can't be here he couldn't be here tonight, and he won't be able to be here on the 14th. So knowing that there were a lot of questions that needed and wanted answered, he had agreed to come at the earliest possible convenience simply to answer questions. I don't think there's really anything the committee can do since the ordinance is already in council.
Yeah, so is that kosher? I mean, are
So-
we supposed to be hearing things in committee that's already before council?
I don't think there's any problem in regards to ORC or council rules for the Legislation, Codes, and Regulations Committee to conduct a discussion forum, right? The ordinance isn't in the committee. The ordinance isn't on the table to be amended or suggested to be amended. So more or less, it'd be the Legislation, Codes, and Regulations discussion forum, kind of an additional time where there can be...
So is this informational?
Yes.
Okay, and Mr. Neff, don't mean to put you on the spot, but you said the last time, or the next time this individual comes up here, he's not coming up here for free.
That's what I was told. That's correct. That's 1,000% true.
So is he charging us for Monday?
No, you got a good clerk.
No, that's...
We don't want to prolong this meeting any longer discussing that.
Oh, okay.
I convinced him to come up without charging us.
So it's no charge.
Very good. I'll talk to you further about that, but I wonder if, along these lines, if some of that information can be available to the public, at the next meeting.
Yes.
So, let's see. Mr. T. Smith, Mr. Ratliff, Public Utilities?
I don't have anything unless Mr. Russell has anything about Aqua. Okay.
Okay. Regional Planning is the fourth Wednesday. Streets and Sewers, Mr. Barr?
Yeah, 6:40, alley vacation.
Traffic Commission, Mr. Barr?
We usually do that last.
Last, okay.
Usually right after Streets and Sewers. It's the same
6:45.
people there.
6:45.
Alrighty, Mr. Prater?
Nothing at
Okay.
this time.
And Ms. Lang, that leaves you with 6:50-ish?
I don't have anything at this time.
If I have some small items.
Small item.
We have the bank,
Oh, yeah.
the bank breakdown application. I don't even know what you call it, but
650 for, I don't know what it's called.
All right, with that, we're adjourned. 8:30.
I lost all track.